Oilersnation Everyday with your hosts, Tyler and Liam.
Oh, we got some mail today. It's a letter from Leon Draisaitl, and it says, "I'm so fucking back." Probably didn't have to swear, but the point stands. Let's get into it with the lead. Since Leon Draisaitl was publicly blasted on this program, he has 5 points in 2 games. Leon Draisaitl's back in the mix. He's got an OT winner. He's got 3 goals in his last 2 games. Edmonton's coming off a dub on the weekend.
When was he publicly what happened?
Oh, PD played like a minute-long montage, and I agreed with everything he played of Leon not looking super engaged.
So I found out some information this weekend
About Steve Peters?
about Benjamin Kindle,
Interesting pivot.
and it made me think. So Benjamin Kindle obviously is the
He's that, like...
the Pittsburgh Penguins rookie.
Yeah, kid.
A star player on the Calgary Hitmen. I was talking to someone as well this weekend on a side note about Kindle. Probably the best thing to happen to the CHL this season, considering all the problems with the NCAA players. You got a guy who's having great success in the NHL.
Great success.
So, the Pittsburgh Penguins took him. Obviously, I was 22nd overall, maybe a little bit earlier. Whenever it ended up being, I think it was maybe a bit earlier. And one problem that people had with him was he looked very nonchalant when he was on the Calgary Hitmen at certain moments, like Leon does. But the problem wasn't that he was nonchalant. It was that he was playing way too many minutes and had to kind of conserve his energy for certain moments.
Sleepy.
Now he's playing 13, 14, 15 minutes, somewhere around there for the Penguins, and he is thriving. There's no issues with his skating like people thought. There's no work ethic issues. And again, it comes back to the point of Leon and Connor of like, why are we playing these guys 25 minutes a night?
Should Leon Draisaitl go to the third line? We'll discuss that and more on today's show. We are coming to you live from the Sports Closet studio. You can check them out online at sportscloset.ca. Remember, 25th anniversary sale is this month. The prize, 4 tickets to an Oilers game and a $1,000 Sports Closet shopping spree. To enter, customers simply need to make a purchase of $100 or more in-store and online. Entries close November 30th. We're also a presentation of Bet365. Download the app today and use the promo code NATION, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Shout out to our guy Rusty, who gave us a nice little $5 super chat for the Ben Stelter Foundation. He said, "You guys are my motivation at the gym today. Going for a deadlift PR. Keep us posted. Anything to give the Oilers some good vibes. LFG." Love to hear it, Rusty. Keep up the good work. He lifts a lot of weights.
More than me.
I've never been to a gym in my life. I've looked at them from the outside, but I've never actually gone in.
I used to go to the gym a lot when I was in high school.
Oh, because you had one like in the school?
In the school. It was quite fun, the wellness center. We had a great little gym at Salisbury Comp.
Interesting.
Tyler, you still have your metabolism.
Yeah, I'm good now. But I tell you, you know that meme everyone uses of the rabbit with the clock?
Yeah.
It's
coming.
Yeah,
it
it's
happened
coming.
to me.
Oh, the
I
one
cannot-
from Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah, I can't keep consuming this many beers on a regular basis and keep my figure. I'm going to have to start doing something. I'm not giving up the beers. So
You play
anyways.
a lot of hockey.
Yeah, I do play a lot of hockey. We're not talking about that today, though.
I didn't want to bring that pod up.
I'm hurting. I'm playing hurt today. Anyway, we're going to be joined by a couple of great guests today on the show. When I was sitting there yesterday, I'm firing off all my texts, getting my shows lined up, and I saw we had Pagnotta and Shawn Depaz from What Chaos.
You organized
Yeah.
it. You had to see.
When the text came in and they both agreed to do it, I was like, son of a bitch, we're on fire.
Who do we have tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Tuesday. We might have Louis DeBrusque pending Oilers travel.
Okay, what about Wednesday?
Merrick.
Thursday.
No one yet.
Do you know, if I'm not mistaken, the Oilers play Tampa Bay on Thursday, correct?
Yes.
Oh, no, I got the wrong side of the country. That's the gentleman that used to do the CFL broadcasting.
Dave Randorf.
He now works for the Lightning.
He's their play-by-play guy.
I was thinking of Drew Remenda, but he's now with San Jose.
Yeah, he's back with San Jose.
Should we bring him on?
Did you see he was on the sheet last week?
Was he? I actually did not see
Yeah,
that.
no, he was. Drew Remenda.
Damn. What an era of Oilers hockey, Drew Remenda.
We really had, and this is rude, we had the broadcasters to match the decade of darkness.
I enjoyed
Quinn
Kevin
is
Quinn.
A saint, and I will not tolerate that disrespect. The other half, I might agree with.
Yeah. I thought Kevin was fine. Drew was a bit much.
Kevin Quinn invented Brett's overtime winner, and that will always be in my heart.
Yeah, that was one silver lining of the decade of darkness.
Is that we got rid of Drew Remenda?
No, that he said overtime
Oh.
winner.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, I agree with Tyler's point.
We did get an overtime winner call from Jack Michaels on Saturday.
I got it from Cam Moon.
Oh, you were a radio boy.
I was driving. I love listening to Bob on the radio.
So that means you have to do all your analysis of the game with your eyes closed. Because that's how you watch the game. Sightless.
Okay, sounds good. Well, Cam and Bob paint quite the image.
Yeah, I agree with you. I love Mooner. He's one of my favorite, ranking Edmonton media people to just bump into.
Yeah.
Mooner's top 3. He's the best.
He's a good guy. He's a very good guy.
Obviously, you remember him from our WHL days, Liam.
Yeah, when he was the Red Deer Rebels.
Yeah.
I exchanged emails with him a few times. When Blake Sadlowski came back to the show, Park Crusaders, from his time in Red Deer.
You emailed Mooner and said, hey, what can we expect?
I had to get a picture.
Oh. Well, didn't think we'd be talking Blake Sadlowski today on the show, but when you're two guys who have their roots in junior hockey in Alberta, you never know whose name could come up.
Well, actually, I found the next Cale McCall over the weekend.
You know what? We don't even have to talk Oilers. Keep going with whatever you want.
Jevon Morrison, folks. Red Deer Rebels, I think the 15s are called.
Okay.
Look out. He's the guy. He won't go first
Give me the name
over.
one more time.
Jevon Morrison.
Okay.
Javon?
Jevon. Jevin. Jevon. He's unbelievable. He makes hockey look boring. He plays like hockey is boring to him in a good way. That makes sense.
It's a good quality to have in a defenseman.
Yeah, he'll be the first defenseman taken. Probably not first overall. That'll be Madden.
He's not in the spot to take him?
No, we will probably fall 12 to 18 pick somewhere in there. If he falls, my goodness, that would be stunning. Yeah.
Jackpot. All right, let's get into the game that people want us to talk about. I'm assuming the people in the YouTube chat want us to talk Oilers.
I would think so.
We can put a poll in, maybe decide no. We will talk some Oilers. They are coming off a win over the Carolina Hurricanes on Saturday night, a building that always has the vibes of, it's got some House of Horror vibes. This whole road trip usually just sucks.
Yeah, it does.
They never play well in Tampa. They never play well in Carolina. I don't even remember games in Washington. I guess they won 5-0 a couple years ago and they turned around their season. But Washington never stands out, generally vibeless. Florida, House of Horrors, we'll call it that. You've had to watch the Stanley Cup get handed out there back-to-back years. Not that anyone needed me to remember. But to go into Carolina and get a win was impressive. And listen, it was not their best hockey, but what I will say is that the beauty of the Oilers, and this is again why the losses maybe earlier in the season were frustrating to me, and why a game like Carolina, they did win, but the Columbus game, that loss didn't really frustrate me because at least they felt a little bit like the Edmonton Oilers, right? And that was this Carolina game too. It's like, hey, did they play great? No, but the Edmonton Oilers superpower is that they can win games like this. Outshot 36-23, but you get a couple of quick strikes early. Jack Roslovic, a 5-on-5 goal.
Weird goal.
Another one, and I always like highlighting these because I think, we're Oilers centric. We watch every game with our orange and blue colored glasses on. Stuart Skinner gives up this goal. Town Square, kill him, public murder.
Stoning.
Yeah. This, what the hell was Freddie Anderson doing? Either way.
It happened so quickly, I didn't even realize he played the puck.
I know. I thought it went off the end boards for a second, and I was going to be like, what was Freddie Anderson doing?
Yeah.
You see it this way, and you're like, oh, still, what is Freddie Anderson doing?
Because they called it a set play on the broadcast.
Yeah.
And I just thought to myself, there's no way that was a set play. There's no, I understand the idea of beat out the ice and all that good stuff, but he fired it right at the goalie.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't make a ton of sense. Connor McDavid added to it, made it 2-0 just a couple of minutes later on the power play. Jack Roslovic actually picks up another assist on this one. Boy, Aaron, can you just pause it? Just pause. Oh, Zach Hyman back in front of the net on the power play. Holy shit, does that look good? Looks good. It feels good.
God, anyone in front of the net.
Well,
decent
point.
It's unbelievable that it's taken this long. They tried it, what was it, a game or two with Freddie, I guess. But all he does is stand in front of the net and it causes a bounce and it goes your way and McDavid finishes it off. I said this the other week, or maybe even last week, hockey's not that difficult of a sport tactically in the way of the simple stuff just works so effectively. And this is just a great example of it. Stand in front of the net, cause a bit of a distraction.
Yep.
McDavid's wide open.
Look at the way he moves, moving so methodically. Yeah.
He's barely even in front of him. But he's in the presence.
Watch the way he moves here. Oh, up.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Take the eyes
causes a
away.
little bit of hesitation there.
And this happened the other day, too, when people were criticizing Skinner on the Colorado Avalanche game. Rightfully so. He was terrible. So was everyone. But that first goal, I think it was Brock Nelson, just like floats just in front of his eyes. All of a sudden, the puck's in the back of that.
Yeah.
Just, it's easy.
You make your own breaks.
Totally.
And, like, there are certain things, and we always, again, the Oilers are a skilled enough team that, like, even on nights where they don't have it, like on Saturday, they didn't play a great 60 minutes of hockey.
Yeah.
They were not the better team in that one, deserved a win-o-meter. That favors the Canes. But if you can do the small things right, you have enough skill to win hockey games and take advantage of breaks. Like the Freddie Anderson mistake. That is a break. Boom, you score. That one there, a shot off the end boards, bounces right to McDavid. What does he do? He roofs it. So it's 2-0. Carolina does put forth quite a nice comeback. I didn't even... Like, the Oilers didn't play well, but Carolina's also a good team. Like, Carolina's superpower is that they will just dominate possession for 30 minutes and eventually score on you.
Yeah.
So they get a couple. Who scored them? Robinson and Ehlers got them. So it's 2-2 going into the third period. Going into the third period, I was sitting there going like, get a point, get a point, get a point, get a point. Like, it felt like they were lucky to be 2-2 with the way the second period went. What were they outshot in that middle frame? 16-6 in the second period.
What are they supposed to do? Block some shots or something?
Yeah.
You got some saves from your goalie.
Yeah. Shot attempts in the second period, 20-13. Again, you're just kind of sitting there being like, please get to overtime.
Yeah.
And then Connor McDavid shoots the Oilers into a lead. He's up to 9 goals on the season now. Hyman, drop pass, Draisaitl, seam, McDavid, bang, back door. Seeing those three connect on a goal. Beautiful. Again, these last 2 games, even though it's an overtime win and a regulation loss to the Columbus Blue Jackets, these last 2 games have given me a bit of a feeling that like, there's some vintage Oilers play coming out of this.
McDavid now on pace for 37 goals this season.
He needs that pace up. We got to get to 50, Connor, but he's moving in the right direction.
Yeah, it wasn't long ago that he was less than 20.
Yeah.
So we're going in the right direction. Almost a goal every other game. He is 9 on the season now in 20 games.
Someone said, I thought the Oilers won the deserve to win a meter. A lot of Carolina's shots weren't dangerous. The high danger looks were basically even. I thought it still favored Carolina a little bit. No, Money Puck had it almost 50-50, 53% Oilers. That is interesting. That is also, again, a knock on, like, Carolina controls possession, but the knock on them is having game breakers. It's why they went out and acquired Mikko Rantanen last year and all of that. But still, the Oilers were playing defense for a lot of that hockey game, but they somehow had a 3-2 lead. Jordan Staal, 59 seconds after Connor McDavid scored, Staal ties it up. It's 3-3. That would be the last goal Stuart Skinner gave up. And maybe before we get into the overtime talk and some more Leon Draisaitl love, Stuart Skinner, back-to-back games north of a 9-10. He had a 9-17 against Carolina, a 9-52 against Philly. Stuart Skinner's been in net for 3 straight wins. He's 3-1-1 in his last 5.
He's done well.
Yep.
He's turned it around even from that Colorado game. What was it? The Columbus game was jammed in there too, right? The home game.
The Colorado game was his 1 loss in his last 5.
But that Columbus game, even though it was below 900,
Right.
he wasn't even that bad.
Well, I argued that he should have gotten a thumbs up. We settled the thing on thumbs sideways.
So, yeah.
So. Last 2, we're giving him 2 thumbs up, though, right?
100%. Yeah. How can you not? Even Bob said on the broadcast, he's like, Skinner stole them a game.
Yeah.
And stealing a game doesn't always mean allowing 1 or 2 goals. It can be very dependent on how the flow of the game is.
You should have lost that game 4 or 5-3.
Exactly. And he did a good job of sticking in there, and Aiden puts it in there. The Oilers are 6-0 and getting 900 or better goal save percentage. I would add into that too, a save percentage is a full team effort most of the time as well. And I think the Oilers have given up a lot of bad chances in those games. But yeah, maybe Skinner's on the up a little bit. And finally, the heat has turned off him slightly. I think it's fair to say.
Partially because
we've seen how bad the other guys play.
Yeah.
Like, that's being a part of it. And I know that, again, the numbers don't look glamorous if you just look at save percentage, 891, but like, he's allowing less than 3 goals a game. This team should be able to score 3+ goals a game and win a hockey game.
Yeah.
Which is what they showed last night. And then also, too, the Philadelphia game was really good. I didn't get a chance to talk about that one. I thought he had a solid game there, too. They got away with one, to say the least. But even if they didn't, he would have allowed 2 goals in that game.
Yeah.
He's giving you a lot right now, and I agree. There's probably still needs to be an upgrade, obviously, on Pickard, and then you can help out the 2 of them. But at least it's not all bad.
Save percentage above expected, according to Money Puck. He is ranked 23rd out of the 42 goalies in the NHL who have played more than 7 games on the season.
What's the number?
He's actually above expected.
Okay, so I was very confused about this because I looked on Natural Stat Trick, and sometimes the numbers can get jumbled up because when you look at all of them together, he's like -3. Well, -425, I think it said. But when you go to just the Oilers page on Natural Stat Trick, I think he's over 3. So I tried to count it myself, didn't know how to do the math properly. But I think for a MRI test, I think it's fair to say he's doing better than expected. Like, we don't need Stuart Skinner to have... Yeah, he's right about here. Slightly above so, not quite good. He's doing fine. He's giving you a chance to win. Starts again tonight, and rightfully so, because Calvin Pickard has been the worst player on the Edmonton Oilers this season.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure who qualifies as second worst. Tomasic.
But like, again, Frederick, Kulak's been kind of ass.
And all those guys can be bad without costing you games. Like Calvin Pickard's costing you hockey games, which is the beef. So yeah, the conversation that we'll get into with Pagnotta is like they very clearly need an upgrade in the backup spot. What's going to happen? I don't know. How, and this is maybe another interesting angle. Like I thought Pickard would get tonight.
Yeah.
I'm pretty surprised he's not because I thought they would just keep up with the rotation of Skinner got Saturday. They'll go Pickard tonight against Buffalo. Should be in theory, a softer spot on the schedule for the Oilers. So I thought they would go Pickard tonight and say, this is kind of like your last chance. You can play well against Buffalo. If you get lit up by Buffalo, you're gone. But they're leaning on Stuart Skinner. 2 points. You don't want to let 2 points slip no matter what, right? So you go Skinner tonight. You probably go Pickard against Washington, then Skinner against Tampa.
I would flip it.
Tampa's, I think,
excuse me. The Oilers are desperate for wins right now.
They are. So you're punting on the Tampa game.
Yeah, I am. Just because I think you can beat Buffalo. I think you can beat Washington. I don't think you can do it with Calvin Pickard in goal.
Shots generated and 5-on-5 goals. Washington top 10 in the NHL. They're second in expected goals for per 60. So Washington actually generates better than Tampa. Not by a lot because Tampa's also a top 10 team in both of those. But it's a little bit of pick your poison here.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right. You just go, especially if Skinner plays well today. Like if Skinner plays bad, maybe you give him the day off Wednesday and give him a 2-day break. But like, if Skinner plays well tonight, I do think I agree with you. You just roll him into Washington and say, hey, if we can get another win and beat the Capitals, at that point you would hypothetically have 4 wins in 5 games to start the road trip, and you probably don't care if you lose to the Tampa Bay Lightning or not. So, yeah, Skinner's been fine this year. He was great against Carolina. That's all good. Gets the Oilers into overtime. In overtime, he does not have to face a single shot. Why? 19 seconds in, Leon Draisaitl with the overtime winner. Connor carries it up, crisscross with Leon, who says, you know what? I'll just pick the corner and end this thing. When we talked about things that frustrated us in Leon Draisaitl's game, it was floating away from dangerous areas. He was not like moving with a lot of intent in the offensive zone. That's kind of what Petey outlined is like Draisaitl would just kind of like have his ass on the half boards while the team's cycling in. It's like, no. You need to be 6 feet off and moving around and giving guys options. And the other thing too, Petey played a bunch of clips where he's in this exact same spot and he doesn't shoot the puck. He passes it to the outside. He drags it to the outside. He doesn't shoot the puck. The fact that in these last 2 games, we played the 2 Columbus goals last week on the Friday show, and like both of them, before the goal, yes, he's scoring them from the circle, and he's, in air quotes, away from a dangerous area. Those areas are dangerous for Leon Draisaitl if he's moving with intent into them. And that's exactly what he was doing against Columbus. Then against Carolina, like passed the puck really well. The pass to McDavid for his second goal was beautiful. He gets a secondary assist on the power play marker as well. But that one right there, like he gets into the middle of the ice and it's like it finally clicked back into Leon's brain that he's like, oh yeah, I'm Leon Draisaitl. I score 50-plus goals every season. I have one of the best releases, one of the most deceptive releases in the NHL. If I get the puck in the middle of the ice and I shoot it, 20 to 25% of the time, it's going to go in the net. The fact that he has clicked back into that mode is such a good sign for the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, and hopefully he can just start turning a bit more 5-on-5 too, I guess you could say. Yeah. So it's obviously an area where they've struggled, but I tweeted it on as well. Actually, my fiance tweeted it. I was driving. Don't tweet and drive, folks.
That's nice that you had her doing that.
Do that for me. I don't give a shit how the Oilers are winning games right now. Just win. Because you're struggling to win to do many things correctly, but you're still finding a way. So, yeah, if guys like Leon, if this can kind of stop being a trend, if Skinner starts playing well, they can start producing just a little bit better at 5-on-5 because they have been not very good, then trending up. Hyman's going to help them. When Nuge is back, like that top six is pretty good. People criticize it. The Oilers actually do have some depth. Once you get Mangiapane down, maybe that third line can start to find a bit of an identity for themselves too. I looked up something.
Okay, let me hear it.
Can you pull up that schedule again, Aaron? As we debated the Calvin Pickett start. Okay, so the Oilers obviously play these 4 games here. We think he'll obviously get one of the Washington or Tampa Bay game. The Bakersfield Condors. They play tomorrow. They play Friday. They play Saturday. And then they don't play again until Seattle. The same night the Oilers play Seattle.
So they're off for like 5 days.
And then they don't play again until December 3rd. So they only have 1 game next weekend. I think Connor Ingram will be on the Oilers some early December, if things kind of trend well. He's had 1 good game. I don't want to get ahead of it. But you're watching Calvin Pickett's career essentially fall apart.
Yeah. Which sucks, but it is.
Yeah, it does suck. He's been a great Oiler. Helped them in the playoffs last year. What a run.
Yeah.
Something that shouldn't be undervalued.
They don't make 2 cup finals without Pickard stepping up the way he did.
Definitely not.
But it's also run its course.
It's time.
Yeah.
I think we'll see, we'll see him. They'll give Connor Ingram these, 1, 2, 3, 4 games. Let's hope that maybe they can get 3 starts out of him. He can give you 3 good games in Bakersfield. No, I think he's an Edmonton Oiler.
Go back. Can you show me November again? So let's again live in the world. Let's live in a world where you give Pickard Thursday against Tampa and it doesn't go well. You obviously have no problem going Stu on Saturday.
Nope.
You are obviously going Stu Monday.
Yep.
You're obviously going Stu the next Saturday. It's not like you're going to play Calvin Pickard on the 29th for no reason.
Nope. No way.
So then
it gets busy.
Then it gets busy and you're going to need someone, but you're on home ice.
Yeah.
Logic would dictate it's easier to bring a guy up and get him comfortable, which will be a big part of the Ingram conversation. Keeping him comfortable, keeping him, I don't know, the right word to use for this, but you want Connor Ingram, with what we know of him as a player and as a person, what little we know, I should say, you probably want him in a pretty stable environment.
100%.
And having him with your goalie coaches at home, getting him comfortable somewhere here in Edmonton, I could see him, again, we're living in a world where Thursday against Tampa doesn't go well for Pickard.
Which is fair.
Which is fair. And probably, again, he's an 830 this year and he has to go play one of the better offenses in the NHL. I would say Connor Ingram is going to start Thursday, December 4th against the Seattle Kraken.
So the other side of it too is the Condors do play on the 3rd. If you wanted to stretch it out 1 more game for him, maybe you bring him up that weekend. I don't know. It is a home stretch. I would like to see him here. The fart he's in.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying, Ingram is coming off his best game in Bakersfield.
Yeah.
Don't look at the box score. I was reading around about that Condors game. Ingram played exceptional.
Yeah, that's what I was going to see into. Again, the fart is in. I would wait until January for him to develop, but Pix hasn't given us anything. So if there's any time, it's now, I guess. I agree with your second part because you can't just wait. What are you going to do? Sorry, I'm pulling it up one more time. November to December. So we're assuming again he gets 1 more start. So then just go to December. Yeah. Are you just gonna punt on, let's just say, 3 games?
No,
you're
can't.
essentially saying every single week we're good to lose a game, or just have an absolute riot of a night because there is 2 back-to-backs there. Montreal on the road, Vegas. You can't just. They're already a little bit behind because if they're a very average start to the season,
you can't keep punting.
You have to give Ingram a chance to see if he's any good. And then if he's not good, by the time January comes around, you're like, all right, time to go and get someone. That's kind of the way you got to look at it, I think.
That's what I'm doing. We'll talk about it with Pagnotta in a bit, but
sorry, one last thing. if Pickett gets claimed, we're in an even bigger hole. They're actually probably getting themselves out of a hole if Pickett doesn't get claimed, because then they can pull up Samuel Johansson
And
to play him in the American League with Tompkins.
Yeah.
And then, again, this is very much getting ahead of myself.
He's also not getting claimed.
What if Johansson's good?
Janssen.
In this hypothetical perfect world, what if he goes to the AHL? It's like, geez, this guy is stone cold.
Probably
again.
not fucking with his development this early.
Maybe not, but I would like to know if he is.
It'd be good to have him. He's clearly showing he's too good in the ECHL.
Also, did you see Boakey scored on purple ice the other day?
I didn't like that.
I don't know.
Nothing
what's going
screams
on there.
minor league hockey like playing on purple ice.
I kind of liked it. Maybe we should try it.
Yeah.
It'd be like at the NBA Cup.
No.
Imagine bright orange ice.
So you can give Ingram. I would start Ingram tomorrow in Bakersfield.
I would start him every game I possibly can.
And then there's a doubleheader this weekend, so you pick one, give him that start. You start him on Saturday the 29th.
I would play both. If he's good, play both. They just did it with Tompkins the other day.
My thinking, though, is like you can give him 3 starts from now till the end of November and have him up on like pretty normal rest to play that December 3rd game against Seattle.
Okay,
and even
fair
have him
enough.
up, bring him up immediately after that game on Saturday the 29th and just get him acclimated here. So, yeah. Mulick says, I want Janssen to be our Oilers Savage.
It would be a Christmas miracle. But I'm in. If he came off the playoffs, my goodness.
There's just,
There's no way.
It's unpredictable.
Purple ice is wild. Man.
Yeah, that is
It looks like roller hockey to me.
It does.
It doesn't look real.
Yeah. I don't really know the
Did they recall
story.
Boakey right after this?
Well, there was 2 injuries on the blue line for Bakersfield. Deneen and Josh Brown. So he had to come up. And I believe he played pretty well, actually. I got to rewatch the game, but I believe he did all right. Yeah. Crazy game the other day for the Condos, actually. Connor Clanenberg, my goodness. People want that guy in the NHL. I just want to say something really quick. Don't call that guy up, because he needs to figure out how to handle a puck a little bit first.
Yeah. But I do think they might have a little player here.
Oh, I think so too. I think if he can figure out how to, this is going to sound rude, play. Yep. Then yeah, we're good. Like, they got some good players down there. This again, I said it the other day when they were like, the Oilers have no one. It's like, no, they actually have some players. They don't have like an elite guy. Howard maybe, but like the rest of them just could all be solid NHL players, and that's not nothing.
Yeah. There you go. There's our game recap. Our game recaps are brought to you by our friends at Greta, our go-to party spot in downtown Edmonton. Arcade, bar, street food. It is all good at Greta. Date night, night out with the boys. Just going out by yourself to watch the game. Sit at the bar. There's those 2 spots at the bar where you have 2 TVs right in front of you. 2 games on at once.
True.
Come on. Doesn't get any better than Greta. Mulick, somebody was comparing his growth to Zach Stortini. I would prefer if we compared his growth to Mason Marchment.
Tan, as you know.
Anyone better than Zach Stortini?
Someone currently playing decent games in the NHL would be good.
Someone who has an NHL career, yeah.
Yeah, Zach Stortini.
Shout out Zach Stortini. I mean, we loved him. Yeah. Chili says, we have elite, we need more solid. And I get what you're saying in that, like...
Disagree. We need more. I can never have too much elite.
I know, yes, but like, the elite side of the skill is always going to be... But like, pie in the sky here. What if Connor Clattenburg one day is your... Well, I mean, I'll just use the Mason Marchment thing because their career trajectories are like actually kind of similar.
Well, I think
if he can be Mason Marchment for you, like he's a top 9 winger who scores you 15 plus goals. Like the Oilers need those guys too, right? Elite, they can sign free agents and do all that shit. Having guys like Clattenburg come up and play on cheap contracts that's...
It's a bit different because he never scored as highly as this guy did in junior.
Marchment?
But what if he can be like a Patrick Maroon?
Well, yeah.
Like Patrick Maroon had a 90-point season with the London Knights. I don't know how old he would have been. I'm not good at math. But like Connor Clattenburg never scored many goals. He had 16 goals in 46 games last season. Like the offense just isn't going to be there. But like he's tough and he's willing to get in front of shots, and he just needs to figure out exactly where he needs to be. Like I wonder how long it'll be before he's like plays a little bit more with the skill players in Bakersfield.
But like to go back to my Marchment point, Mason Marchment is coming off back-to-back 22-goal seasons. The last time he scored 20 goals in a season was when he was, how old would he have been? 18 years old, playing for the Coburg Cougars in the OJHL. He then went on, like, that's junior A in
That's
Ontario.
a good example.
But like, he went on to play 2 seasons in the OHL. I guess he split that season, so he had 20 goals. But like, he never hit 22 goals in his OHL career. Then he went to the AHL and never scored 20 goals. And then he was a late bloomer and got to the NHL and things clicked. And there you go. Like, again, it'd be nice to be able to sit here and say that the Oilers found a guy like that. We're 14 months away from even talking about him as a call-up option. We're probably 2 years away from him actually being an NHLer if things go well. Again, things got to go well. But he's worth keeping on. He's one of the better stories coming down in Bakersfield. Yep.
There's some good players. Marjula, look out for Marjula.
Jarventi.
Yes. He's finally playing back-to-back
He might be a guy
games.
who gets conversation in 2026.
Agreed. He just needs to stay healthy.
Yeah, but he's playing back-to-back games.
Which is great.
It's a big step.
Yep. It's a
the
huge
fact that a
step.
guy's
And he's their
injury
best
situation
player.
is so bad that we're like, hey, he's playing back-to-back games. It's like,
It's like watching Joel Embiid. Yeah, and Kawhi and all these NBA players.
Yeah. All right, is our guest here? All right, let's head out to the Star Mechanical guest line. It's Edmonton's #1 plumbing and heating company. You can find out more about them by visiting them online at starmechanical.ca. Residential, commercial, 24/7 emergency services. They do it all. They do it well at Star Mechanical. Let's get to our insider segment with Dave Pagnotta of the fourth period. Dave, welcome back to the show. Let's talk Adrian Kempe. Were you surprised at the price tag on the Kempe extension?
Grand scheme, well, originally, yes. I thought that was going to be in the 11s. And when Kenny Holland met with JP Barry last week, and Barry being Kempe's agent last week here in Toronto, they had that little face-to-face. And basically, my understanding was the explanation was with some of the other guys getting the big money, like, Marty Necas getting 11.5, everybody thought, okay, well, Kempe's in and around that. On the grand scheme of things, yes, which is why he's going to be paid $12 million a season for the first 3 years of that extension. But he's older. He's a few years older. So you're paying for some of that youth for Marty Necas versus Adrian Kempe, who will be, I believe, 38 by the time the deal expires, or 39. So that kind of came into play. I still think his side pushed to keep it at the 11 mark or right around that. But when everybody kind of sat down again face to face and basically just said, look, we want this to happen. Well, so do we. All right, well, here's our explanation. Here's ours. Let's find that happy middle. And it seemed like they did in this regard. Half of this deal is being paid through signing bonus, the other half regular salary. But majority of that $42 million or $42.5 million is paid in the first 4 years of that contract. And then it goes to full salary in the final 4. So overall, solid deal. You see the numbers there. Good deal, overall. And Kempe pretty happy about it. I think the Kings are pretty happy about it now. And they can kind of put this to rest a little bit and allow him to continue to do well. I think he leads the team in points right now.
So I know why, but maybe some of the listeners don't know why. Why do players prefer signing bonus? Like, what's the incentive for them there? Again, like, I know why, but maybe you can explain it for the listeners.
Well, there's a few reasons. One is tax implications. Okay. There's a big benefit to be paid out in the bonuses. So you see there, the $42.5 million is going to be taxed a lot differently than your normal salary would be. In addition to that, if we go back to yesteryear with respect to escrow comes in on the salary, not the bonuses. So that's the kind of protect the athletes as well. It's another little gem that teams try to throw out there as an incentive, but a lot of it is tax driven. Plus, it's nice to get your money up front. So a lot of players enjoy that. But those are, I believe, the primary reasons.
So the free agency class has kind of gone bad, I think it's fair to say. It might be an understatement. To make it even worse, who do you think is next to kind of get another deal here? There's obviously Panarin, Nick Schmaltz is another guy who's having a good season. Any of those guys going to fall off the board anytime soon?
Doesn't sound like it. It sounds like there might be a little more runway to see where these guys end up. With Schmaltz, I mean, he was almost traded in the summer. They weren't able to get a contract done with him, and it got to the point where he was asked and submitted a list of teams he would accept a trade to, that included an extension to go along with it. Because he does have some no trade protection. They had the initial list, but you're going to sign an extension. Where would that go? Carolina was really hot for him. And then they got the Nick Ehlers thing kind of settled, and that was the end of that for the time being. I don't get the sense, I haven't gotten the sense that anything has picked up significantly on any of those fronts. I think Buffalo needs to figure out what the hell they're doing. The New York Rangers want to know how consistent they can play in terms of winning hockey before committing 4 or 5 years for Artemi Panarin. They may have to blow a bunch of different things up to try to fix that club. He likes it there, but does he like it there at $10 million? Well, not the way the market's going. He's gonna command that and more elsewhere. Whereas I don't know if the Rangers want to go to that point. So we will see. I think we're going to see activity in July, in early July, but obviously it's not going to be as sexy as it could have been with so many of these guys that ended up re-upping with a lot of their teams. You got some guys there which are nice.
Are they?
You know, I mean, looking at it, and interesting. I mean, John Carlson pretty much will stay in Washington if he doesn't retire.
OV, same thing.
Same with Ovi, exactly. Zuccarello is like 30, high 30s, mid 30s.
Oh yeah,
I think high 30s. So he's up there. Malkin, you never know. And then G's going to stay in Ottawa if he can. And then what are the Islanders going to do with Lee Marchment? Kuzmenko has been let's say crap so far this season. Be straight up with it, and he knows it. There's a reason why he was a healthy scratch last week in Toronto, because he just hasn't been producing. But that's what you got, and I'm thinking / hoping that this, first of all, I think this trend is going to continue year after year, because there's so much more money to play with. Teams can retain their guys. What I'm thinking / hoping is it's going to rejuvenate the big trade market. So teams that want to make big impact moves in the summer, typically they go the free agent route. Well, if you don't have that piece available or pieces, you've got to go to the trade route. And I think we're going to start to see, it may not be this season, it may be in the summer, and it may still take a little bit of time here. But I'm thinking we're going to start to see a little more off-season activity. We were unofficially promised a lot of that last summer, and everybody just didn't know really how to react, and it was a friggin' snooze fest. We all got our son in, but other than that, that was it. I think we're going to start to see that shift a little bit, because teams are going to recognize that they need to make some moves here. What do we got? We got nothing, so we got to go the trade route.
Then I was actually going to be my next question, but that's going to force some of these GMs to admit that they need to rebuild and retool. Like, what was it, the quote this weekend from Vancouver being like, we don't need to rebuild. It's like, why? You just sat in the middle, St. Louis, Nashville. But it seems like Nashville might be coming to the terms of like, we need to kind of change some things here, right?
Yeah, it seems like it. I mean, it was nice to get one win in Sweden, but, it was a convincing loss on Sunday against the Penguins. And they do have pieces. And we've talked about this, and I know we're going to talk about this again, basically up until after, before the trade deadline. Marchessault, and Stamkos, I think they're willing to go to top tier contenders, but we touched on this before. There's so many other variables in play. It's the money, it's / retention, it's what the value asset cost is going to be. How does that increase based on how much the Predators are willing to retain on each of these guys, and what's their competitive window like? If it's 1 year, I can't see Stammer going, yeah, let's do this. If it's a stretch, then I could see something like that happening. But it's not just those guys. Like, they've got other questions that they got to figure out and answer as this season moves along, because they need to decide exactly what they want to do here. They don't have top tier free agents. So with guys with term like Ryan O'Reilly, is now the time to pounce on these types of moves. And I think if they continue to kind of flounder a little bit, then I think they're going to have to come to the realization that it's time to be a little bit more aggressive and assertive in how we retool, maybe not necessarily rebuild.
Should the Oilers be one of those teams that's talking to Nashville? I know the money and everything, but I guess it's a two-part question. maybe one. Are these players even worth going after for the Oilers? Like a Stamkos, Marchessault, and O'Reilly even up to the caliber anymore for the Oilers to go and get?
I don't think Stamkos does anything for you at 5-on-5 anymore.
Maybe
so
not Stamkos, but
Yeah.
Marchessault is an absolute gamer in the playoffs. We've seen it, and Ryan O'Reilly is a decent ticket still for a guy who's playing at a decent level, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, for me, with the skill level and the skill set that the Oilers have, a guy like Ryan O'Reilly is who I would want to bring in. I would probably put, and I'm factoring in everything here. I'm factoring in type of player, what they've done in their careers to this point, the physicality, the skill set, and the money. Looking at the contract, Ryan O'Reilly is probably number one, then Marchessault, then Stammer for me. But I still need Nashville to retain on Ryan O'Reilly, who's making considerably less than the other two at 4.5. Can you convince him to eat, half of that for this season and or the rest of the season and all of next year, because he's got 1 year left. And then you got to figure out if he would want to come here. He doesn't have a no trade, but they're going to do him a solid and figure that out. I think, chasing a Stanley Cup this year and next would be right up his alley to go after another ring. So I can't imagine that being much of an obstacle, but I'm not him. I'm not in his head, so I don't know definitively. But the other two guys, they'd be nice, even at $5 million. But you're going to take a lot of convincing. And then, let's be real, what are the Oilers going to give up for those kinds of assets? There's not much in the cupboard right now. So, you want to compete, you want to win. I would go in different directions. Like personally, for me, if I'm any top tier contender, and he's injured right now, but Boone Jenner is one of the top guys on my target list. Physical, glue guy in the room, great guy in the room. They haven't had any significant contract talks yet, and it's still early and whatnot. And he should be on that list, by the way, that free agent list. He's a UFA in the summer, but without question, whether I'm the Oilers or really any top contender, I'm looking at Boone Jenner as a definite target later on in the season.
I mean, 3.7, Columbus has, I think, all their retention spots they do. So, the idea of them keeping 50% at the deadline.
Sure.
We've talked about this before. There are a couple teams that I think, if not just the Oilers, if you're any contender, you're probably sitting there and being like, okay, I hope that team does bad, because there's a couple pieces I'd like for them to give up at the deadline. Columbus would be very high on that list for me if I was the Oilers. Next area I wanted to go to before we let you go. You mentioned something the other day about the Montreal Canadiens and their goaltending situation. Obviously, Montembeault has really struggled. Dobish was playing well, and I think he's kind of plateaued off as of late. Is there anything there that's worth keeping an eye on from an Edmonton perspective?
No, again, guys, I know goaltending, it's the hot topic of every minute.
Yeah.
But there's no easy solution this season. And even Montembeault, who I think, like Dobish, you mentioned Dobish was lights out in his first 5, 6, 7 starts, had a rough one the last one, but they've kept going back to Montembeault, which for me is somewhat peculiar. Either they're trying to get him going to get back on Team Canada's radar, or they're trying to just say, hey, look at us, look at how good this guy is. We have 2 decent goalies. We'll listen on one. I don't know if they're there yet by any stretch, but I mean, if I'm another team, I'm taking a look at that. Clearly, from a monetary perspective and just talent potential-wise, Dobish is probably going to be the leading guy if Montembeault still kind of just stays where he's at right now. But it's a conversation worth having. If I'm another team, I'm at least kicking the tires to say, hey, if you consider this later, give us a call. But with respect to the Oilers, unless something is totally coming out of left field and it's involving a bigger name on this roster, I just don't see the goaltending being addressed impactfully, significantly this season. Sorry.
They just got to hope that Skinner keeps playing fine.
Yep.
And Pickard, if they throw him in, he's probably going to lose, but you should have enough offense to score 5.
Well, and
go ahead.
I mentioned last week, like Cam Talbot is, you said those teams that are looking at other teams going, I hope these guys do well because I wouldn't mind getting my hands on this guy. If I'm the Oilers, I'm hoping Detroit doesn't do well because I wouldn't mind getting Cam Talbot, who the organization's obviously familiar with, to be there behind Stuart Skinner for another bit of a stretch. stretch run.
Yeah,
Totally.
I agree.
Nude?
But what would we do about the fight that he had with Mike Smith? Like, how would we just erase
Talbot?
that?
Oh, see, when
You
you
know?
say Talbot, I still go to 2017. I have more positive memories than the fight.
It is what it is, I guess. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins not in the Oilers lineup. Is there any kind of update, do you know, of when he could possibly be back?
I think they're going to ride out this trip, and then figure things out from there. My understanding is that it's serious enough that it needs to be evaluated or at least checked in on regularly. And for them with Hyman in the mix, you don't want to rush anything too soon, especially at this point of the season, risking even something worse happening and him having to lose even more time. So I think they're just going to tread with this one, just make sure he's fully okay before moving forward. But upper body is the what he's dealing with, and it's a little more serious than I think they thought.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, obviously, for Nugent Hopkins. But again, early in the season, you got Hyman back. So, like, as much as it sucks that you don't have the full group healthy, I think you can kind of sit there and be like, okay, got Hyman back. We don't need to rush Nuge.
The worst part is
the
1,000th game stuff.
I know.
Did you know about that one, David?
He's so close to 1,000 games.
Yeah, well, I mean, he'll get there.
I know, but he was supposed to be on New Year's Eve. It was supposed to be a New Year's Eve 1,000th game against Boston. Now we're not going to. What am I going to do now?
You know
I'm
what?
boycotting New Year's
I
Eve.
would just stay home. Stay home. Don't even forget about champagne or any of that stuff. Get like a Sprite or something and just call it a night.
New Year's Eve is one of those highly. I know we did this a couple weeks ago on the show. Highly overrated for holidays. It's at New Year's Eve, St.
100%.
Patrick's Day, both stink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's probably why you have beverages, so many of them, to get over the fact that those holidays are rough. But the New Year's is overrated. Like when I was a kid, the family, my parents would take me to these halls and do all this crazy stuff, and then later on you go to a club and you're like, this sucks, I can't move.
Everything's just twice as expensive, and there's 3 times as many people there. Pointless.
Yeah, that's not fun. Do a house party or something.
I'm going to have a Shirley Temple and call it a night.
Shut the fuck. Okay. Well, on that
Please
note,
record that.
Yeah. Appreciate your time. Thank you for doing this as always, and we'll chat again next week.
Can't wait, boys. See ya.
There you go. David Pagnotta. Find his work at the 4th period.
Danger Swainson. Worst New Year's since Y2K.
That one got you.
It's just, he just doesn't add anything to the actual show conversation. But he watches all the time, and
he's ready. Like, his hands are on the keyboard, but only to make the dumbest jokes possible. I love it.
Since Y2K, that's crazy.
We were both barely alive for that.
I was 4.
I was 3.
I was just a boy back then.
Just a boy.
Yeah, I don't remember it.
Interesting stuff from Dave. They're not trading for a goalie
I
until the deadline when they get
I don't want
Talbot.
to ask him anymore.
Let's do. You know what? Let's make a vow between the two of us.
Okay.
Next week, no Predators question, no goalie question for Pagnotta. We need to dig deep and find some good questions that have nothing to do with the Nashville Predators or goaltending. Think we can do that?
No. Well,
He would probably appreciate it.
I did want to ask. I was curious about what's going to happen with the free agency market, and I was actually going to ask him about the trade market opening up. But again, that comes to GMs admitting that, I might have to sacrifice my job a little bit here, which again is easier said than done. I'm not saying it's a normal thing to just get over, but if you're Doug Armstrong, the one thing that always drives me nuts about the St. Louis Blues is that they're a second half team. It's like when you're dead last in the first half every year, you have no choice but to be a second half team. And it's just like, you look at those players okay, well, I wouldn't mind it if a guy like Braden Shem became available.
Yep.
Even Pius Suter's a good player on the blue line. Their blue lines probably make a bit too much money, but with the cap going up so high, is Colton Parayko such a bad option? Maybe he is because he's 23.
I just think I think
you know what I mean, though?
Those Oilers would have a tough time probably affording a guy like that.
I just meant in general.
Yeah.
The thing of the assets you can get, and I just think these GMs should look at it and take advantage. How Vancouver sits here every year, and I understand they have Quinn Hughes, they're trying to make sure they resign him, yada, 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 but it's just we're going to compete. It's for what? The bottom end of the lottery again? Stop wasting everyone's time.
Yeah.
I like when the Oilers get out of this McDavid, Draisaitl era, and we're 7-8 years from now. I don't want them to be average. I want them to be terrible.
Yes.
I want them to be the worst team in the league for 3 or 4 years in a row, and then be like, here we go again. We just found whoever the next guy is, Jevin Morrison, and we're going. We're going to go win this damn thing again. It's just frustrating. Actually, I'm not that frustrated. I want Vancouver to live in
mediocrity.
Yeah, just terribleness.
Well, and that's where I come out too is like, okay, and I know J-Rock, our resident Blues fan who watches this show, is in the chat talking right now. And it's like, do you really believe in your heart of hearts that this Blues team is capable of winning a Stanley Cup?
No, I don't think they're capable of winning a round.
How many teams in the West do you think have an authentic shot at winning the Stanley Cup this year? Edmonton, Vegas, Colorado, Dallas, and I'll give an outside shot to Winnipeg only because of Hellebuck.
No,
only because of Hellebuck.
I won't.
But if Hellebuck can steal you a series.
No, disagree. His history has proven he can barely steal you a game sometimes in the playoffs. I think it's 4 teams, and I think the Oilers are currently 4th on that list.
Yeah. I just think it's 4 teams, and I would honestly give them all 25% chance of going to the Cup final right now.
Yeah, I think you're probably fair to assume. Like
Right?
2 of those 4 teams will be in the Western Conference final.
Liam, speed rank. Give me your top 4 from the West there. Rank them.
Colorado, Dallas, I guess, Vegas, Edmonton. I mean, at the end of the day, Edmonton has shown nothing so far that they are a legit Stanley Cup contender.
No.
I think they'll be fine. I've said this whole time, but it's just like, I'm worried about them when they get to the postseason if they don't figure out their shit. I just think they'll be fine.
And Colorado, my counterpoint to Colorado is they're looking like the best team in the league right now, just as they are every November.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like this is just as the Oilers start slow and get hot, the Avs. I know last year they had the goaltending issues, so maybe they were the best team in the NHL come January last year, and then they traded Rantanen or whatever. But I don't know.
What about the East? Just quickly, how many
authentic Stanley Cup chance? I mean,
is there one?
Carolina, because they'll get close, right? The division sucks. Probably still have to include Tampa and Florida in there, just because they know what they're doing. The East is truly wide open. You could honestly, in the East, you might be able to say everyone has an authentic shot because no one's looking that good.
Which should give the Oilers in Colorado, Vegas, Dallas, whoever else, the belief that they are good enough to win the Stanley Cup this year.
Bet365 still have the thing where you can bet on the winner to come from the East or the West.
I think we're looking at the West this year. The Devils, like depressed Canadian puts the Devils in there. Probably. I also think that it's just one of those things where every single year, one of their best players gets injured. They run into injury issues, and you can push those aside for so long. Again, I talked about it with Montreal at the start of the year. I don't think they're a legit cup contender, but it's just like, you have guys who are injury prone.
Yeah.
Doc's out already. Newhook's out already. Goalie, what's his name? Caden Goolie's out. Who's next?
But what if this is just it? Oilers are also banged up.
Maybe it is just it.
Yeah. Minus 110 East versus West to win the Stanley Cup.
Both sides?
Yeah, that's fascinating. Should we get to our Spotify comments from last episode?
Sure. What was the question?
I don't remember. But we got 11 comments. Spotify questions brought to you by Oodle Noodle. You could take advantage of the value menu deal and add 2 green onion cakes, 5 spring rolls, or 6 wontons to your order for just $2. Any signature premium box in-store, takeout only. Find out more at oodlenoodle.ca. Aaron, you got them? There we go. Let's go through a few of these. This one came in 45 minutes ago. That was like after the show started. It said...
Read the name.
No. It can't be all goaltending. Oilers are currently 9 goals for and 29 goals against at 5-on-5 when McDavid and Draisaitl aren't on the ice. If the bottom 6 can't produce, they at least need to be tougher to play against. For my outside-the-box goalie pick, I'd swing for the fences on Spencer Knight. Oh, I asked for people outside-the-box goalie pick.
Spencer Knight?
Yeah, you're never getting Spencer Knight, so that you probably have a better chance of landing like Connor Hellebuck. Yeah, but I agree with you on the 5-on-5 play. It needs to be better when Connor and Leon are off the ice. The only positive that I'm taking from the last 2 games is that it's at least getting better with Connor and Leon on the ice, which is a nice step.
Yes. Sorry, so the question was an outside of the box goalie.
Yeah, that they could acquire.
Gotcha.
All right, next one we got here is from Brady, who said Buffalo needs to move a goalie. Friedman mentioned on 32 Thoughts there's a plan to get Levi back in the NHL. So what about Lyon or UPL at 50% retained? Binnington at 50% retained. Tyler's boy Bussy. My dream pick is Wallstedt. Gustafsson just got a big extension. Wallstedt has back-to-back shutouts and is absolutely their starter now. Their regret is signing Gustafsson.
You might be looking at a trade option tonight for the Edmonton Oilers.
In Colton Ellis?
I mean, you talk about Lyon and UPL, like maybe Ellis is just the guy.
Yeah. Chandler is in. He comments a lot. I think the goalie I'd try to bring her in now would be Cam Talbot, but I don't think we can get him till closer to the deadline. Agreed. Maybe one of UPL or Lyon. I would take a swing on Lyon. I don't love that he's got a year left, but I don't care because the number's so low. Soderblom from Chicago, I don't think is a good goalie. Just like point blank, I don't think Arvid Soderblom's a good goalie. So I would pass on Soderblom. Again, Alex Lyon's going to pop up a lot. You're probably going to hear about it tonight. Bryce Sums said they won't move on from Pickard until after the road trip. I think Husso out of Anaheim with retention is interesting. Division rival, though. I'd seriously call Toronto about a swap between Kulak and one of Wooler Stolarz, since Hildeby has been excellent so far for them. The Toronto idea is interesting because they do want to make a hockey trade. I get very nervous trading Brett Kulak because then you're just going to get to the deadline and have to pay a lot to replace Brett Kulak.
He needs to play a lot better, but I agree.
Right? Like, I don't want to go into the off-season, or into the playoffs, sorry. The post-deadline period, I think is what I was trying to say. I don't want to go into the post-deadline period with both Regula and Emberson playing every single game. Like, I don't think that's a good combination.
No,
and there's like no one who I'd even want them to throw in. Again, they won't trade Stolarz. They just signed him. I doubt they trade you Joseph Woll. If they would, like, I'd entertain it.
No. Final Buzzer says you don't think Soderblom is better than Ingram. I think Soderblom might be one of the worst goalies in the NHL.
I think Soderblom's own organization might think he's one of the worst goalies in the NHL, but you didn't hear that from me.
Nor me, but I
also
agree.
He's $2.75 million. So
yeah, no.
Juice Wayne, listening to this from the UK Saturday evening with the knowledge that Jack Hughes is out long term with the most bizarre non-hockey related injury possible is too funny. The moment you both mentioned him still being healthy, I almost choked on my beer. Love that you just crush beers and listen to us at night in the UK. That's very kind of you. But yeah, Aaron, I texted Aaron 10 minutes after the show and was like, you're not going to fucking believe this. It was crazy.
My Saturday nights were filled with the X Factor and Saturday Night Takeaway, so I'm surprised.
There weren't games for you to watch at night?
No, the games are 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
Well, sorry, I meant when I was living in the UK.
In the UK.
Yeah. Didn't watch hockey back then.
Shout out the X Factor.
Shout out the X Factor.
Adrian said, what about Nedeljkovic? Expiring deal, put up solid numbers early in the season with a terrible Sharks team. Occasional gaffes and seeing a Ned and Stu combo would be quite funny. Yes. But he is an NHL goalie, unlike Pickard. Nedeljkovic, $2.5 million. If they kept half, again, one of those guys where, like, if they wanted to do it, Ned at half retained and a late round pick, like, sure. But I just don't think San Jose would also do that.
I don't think they will either because they have 2 salary cap spots left to retain. And I think they'll want to keep those for players who will get them a bigger impact.
Yep. Riley is in, says Skinner played a great game in Raleigh. He's been solid all year. Not great, but solid. Exactly what we pay him for. I agree with you on that sense, Riley. Would like to see the Oilers pick up someone who could be trusted to rotate with Stu so he's fresh for the playoffs. Yeah, I think that's all anybody wants right now. I don't get the sense that there's a lot of frustration with Stuart Skinner right now.
No.
And if you are frustrated, your bar, I think, is just maybe a little bit too high. And if you want to argue about where the bar is for the Oilers, different conversation, but that's a whole philosophical how you're building your organization because they pay their goalies $3.6 million this year. If you're expecting Vezina caliber, you're not going to get it. Carson says, I think Akira Schmid could be an option. Once Vegas calls up Hart and Hill is back, I can't see them running with 3 goalies. He would be a guy who will go on waivers. And if you want to claim him on waivers for free, I would have time for that. How's he looked so far this year in Vegas?
I think, he's just been overplayed.
Yeah, that's a problem. He wouldn't be overplayed here, but he's got a 900 through 10 games.
Yeah,
if they waive him, I'd claim him.
Wasn't he really good a few years ago? Had a bad year and then kind of fell off a little bit.
He's only 25 though. I'd claim him. If he's on waivers December 1 because they're calling up Carter Hart, I would absolutely claim Akira Schmid.
Is he better than Calvin Pickard?
Yes.
Okay, I'm in.
Joe is in. I was at the Oilers-Canes game. Of the 5 Pickard warm-up shots I was paying attention to, 3 posts, 1 save, 1 goal. We're not doing that. I don't give a shit how he plays in warm-up. Ethan Morrow. Colton Ellis is a family friend. Would love to have him in Edmonton. I don't think Buffalo is looking to move him, though. I'd say Bussy is perhaps the best fit for now.
Buffalo will eventually just have to make a decision on their goaltending.
I think in
because they
true
have so
Sabres
many.
fashion, they carry 4 goalies at one point. And they have like an A team and a B team, and they just rotate them.
So they have 1.3 million in cap space and have 23 active roster spots. They actually have a lot of injuries right now.
Yeah.
5 players injured currently on the what are they called? The Sabres?
Yeah.
God.
Is Shawn here to hear all that? Sorry, Shawn. Okay, well, let's head right back out to the Star Mechanical guest line. You know him, you love him. One of the largest locally owned and operated businesses in Edmonton is Star Mechanical, and that means you can trust them with all your plumbing and heating needs. As we bring our boy Shawn from What Chaos. You were nodding along. Does that mean you've given up on the season already in Buffalo?
No, not necessarily. It's a little too early for that, but like every year, I'm not exactly excited, not exactly hopeful, but I'm not giving up quite yet.
I mean, it hasn't been obviously an ideal start to the year, but I would imagine if you want to like spin zone it into a positive, it's like the East is so mushy and like clogged up that like if the Sabres were to go and like win 6 in a row, it's like, oh shit, we're right back in the mix.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like you said, when you look at the East, when you look at the division in particular, Pete's not in the room right now, so thankfully he can't hear this. I don't believe in the Boston Bruins. Like the Boston Bruins are leading that division right now. I don't think that's going to stick around. The Detroit Red Wings are basically the Buffalo Sabres, so I'm not confident that they're going to stick around at the top of the division. Senators, Canadians, like they have their issues. And then the teams that you thought were going to be good are at the bottom of the division too. So maybe that means the Sabres are the best team in the division. Possible, who knows? But no, I mean, yeah, I don't think anyone in this division or in this conference really has separated themselves enough for me to believe that the Sabres season is over. And maybe this is every year we go through a bad stretch. Maybe this is it. You were talking about the injuries. Like everyone is hurt. We were missing Rasmus Dahlin for a while because he was back in Sweden with his fiance who was going through health issues. Like the season's been a mess. We have 3 goalies, which, as I've said before, if you have 3 goalies, you have none. It's like college football quarterbacks. So I am not by any means thinking the season is over, but it's the Buffalo Sabres. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend that like we're definitely turning it around.
How do you think this goalie situation shakes out? Because you said they have 3, but they also have a 4th in Devin Levi.
4.
Also, isn't Georgiev part of the organization still?
Yeah, yes, and they're trying to get rid of him. You guys are looking for a goalie, former NHL All-Star Alexander Georgiev. He could be the solution. I'm just saying, you don't have to give up anything for him. You can throw us a 7th or something. I don't care. You can have
an 8th.
Yeah, sure, that works too. But no, I mean the goalie situation is kind of what it is. Colton Ellis being really good in his first start kind of threw a wrench into the cogs because neither UPL or Alex Lyon are particularly like that great that you can pass on a guy like Colton Ellis if he does look good. I don't know. I mean, they paid UPL not too long ago. I have a hard time believing they're going to want to move off of him. I think Alex Lyon of the 3 is the more likely choice, but he's also been like the best goalie for them this year. So if they actually have any kind of dreams of making the playoffs, I don't know that they're going to be able to move off any of them. And quite frankly, I don't know that Devin Levi is an NHL starting goalie. So as much as they may want him to be a part of the picture in the future, I'm not confident that that's going to happen.
So you're not like petrified. Like if it were to get announced 2 weeks from now that they're punting on Devin Levi, maybe he's unhappy, they trade him for whatever, like you're not petrified that he's like a Vezina guy that's going to bite them in the ass in 3 years?
Oh, no, I absolutely am. Because it's the Buffalo Sabres. Like, this is what we do. We trade players who aren't that great for us or are great for us. Shout out Jack Eichel. And then they go be great or somewhere else. So that's definitely on the table. But, I mean, at a certain point, like, you can't keep building. Like, if you're trying to make the playoffs, you can't be building your goalie situation around the hopes that Devin Levi is going to become an NHL starting goaltender. So, like, I definitely don't want them to trade him necessarily, but I would like them to treat their NHL goalies as if Devin Levi is not really a part of the conversation because he hasn't proven that he should be at this point.
Fair.
So 3 games into the season, the Sabres were 0-3, right? And the sky was falling. Kevin Adams, I'm surprised he even stayed in Buffalo just for his own safety. It felt like everything was just going completely wrong. Obviously, things are a little bit better now than they were at that point, but how is the heat on Kevin Adams at the moment?
I mean, the heat's going to be on Kevin Adams until they make the playoffs, and even then, there's still probably going to be heat on him. Mm-hmm. The thing with him, though, is I think a lot of people have kind of gotten to a point where they they blame him, but they blame Terry Pagula a little bit more for keeping him there, for refusing to hire somebody to be a president of hockey ops because apparently he's the president of hockey ops. See, that's gone awesome so far. So like, I don't know. Kevin Adams obviously has not been a very good NHL GM in his tenure here, but the team is like the roster on paper, I think, is better than the way they've performed this year and last year. So it's hard for me to sit here and be like, this is all Kevin Adams' fault when clearly like players are underperforming. I think the Lindy Ruff hire was an awful decision. And like, I think that deserves part of the blame, which again, I'm sure Kevin Adams was a part of, but I don't know. It's hard for me to like lump all the blame on Kevin Adams because not a single person really in the Sabres organization has been doing the job the way they're supposed to consistently. So it obviously at a certain point, like somebody's got to answer for it, and he's the obvious one. I mean, Lindy is the easiest like button to push, I guess, by firing the coach, but eventually Kevin Adams is going to have to answer for this if they don't make the playoffs. But I mean, it is what it is. Like, he's the GM. He's going to be the GM for the rest of the season. He's probably going to be the GM until the day we are all dead, because that's how Terry Pagula operates. But it's I don't know. We've missed the playoffs for 14 straight years.
Yeah.
I blame nothing. No one's at fault. We're cursed. It is what it is. Like, it's just going to break one day. I think, Tyler, as a Bills fan, you'll get this. Someone brought this up to me the other day. They're going to just wait 18 years. Like, they're going to copy the Bills drought, and then they'll break it. And so if that's the case, then it doesn't matter. We could have 23 Connor McDavids on this roster, and they're still not going to make the playoffs because it's the Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah, 4 more years though. You're getting there.
Well, you have
listen. I'll take it if they can become the Buffalo Bills. Like, if they can become a perennial Super Stanley Cup contender, then I'll take 18 years. Like, that is what it is.
Yeah. I wanted to maybe like shift it a little bit more to the game coming up tonight. The Sabres do have 6 wins on the season. What allows the Sabres to win games? Like, when they're winning, what's going well? What parts of their game are firing, things of that nature?
I mean, you see them be aggressive, which obviously was a problem last year, just like them not sticking up for each other, them not getting into it. If you saw the OT winner from the game in Detroit over the weekend, like, that's like, it's really our best players being our best players. Like, Tage Thompson showing that he is a giant man and pushing people around and making plays, going coast to coast, scoring awesome goals. Like, obviously Rasmus Dahlin's been missing, but he didn't have like the hottest start to the season. So if like our best players, Alex Tuch, like, these guys are actually performing the way they're supposed to, then like, I think it's a really good team, because you've seen at different parts of the season, like the younger guys, Josh Doan had an amazing start to the season. Like, Zach Benson's been hurt, but like the younger players have had moments in the season. It's really been like the bigger guys that you're expecting a lot of that have kind of come up short at parts. So if Tage Thompson looks the way he did against Detroit, the Sabres are a hard team to beat. And then it also, like, who's playing goalie that night and which version of themselves are they is always going to dictate that. You guys know that better than anybody. Shout out Stuart Skinner. But like, I don't know. It's hard for me to sit here and pretend that there's like a formula, because like I said, it's the Buffalo Sabres. They can be awesome. Like, their losing streak last year, they were blowing out the Colorado Avalanche 5-0, and then they lose that game. Like, that kind of stuff happens to the Buffalo Sabres. So even when things are going right, things are bound to go wrong. But I do think it comes down to like Tage Thompson, Alex Tuch, Rasmus Dahlin. Like, they have to be, when they're playing the Edmonton Oilers, they're never going to be the best players on the ice, obviously, but they need to be amongst the best players on the ice, because otherwise, as good as they are at points, like, the bottom of this roster is not good enough to make up for those guys not performing to the best of their abilities.
Yeah.
Ryan McLeod is a Buffalo Sabre.
Yes.
He had a really good season last year, 53 points to where they have 20 goals. Yeah. How's he been as a Sabre so far? That obviously looked good. And then this year I was looking, he's at 9 points, something like that so far.
Yeah, I mean, he scored over the weekend. I mean, I'll tell you this. I need him to be good, because Matthew Savoy looks good.
Yeah.
And if Matthew Savoy is good and McLeod is not, I'm gonna have like personal issues. Like, I'm gonna have mental health issues. Like, it's not good for me. I cannot have Savoy be good and McLeod not. So like, he hasn't been like necessarily the most important player for the Buffalo Sabres this year, but yeah, I need him to be good for my own well-being.
He just
That's
kind
all I
of.
can really say.
To be honest, I think a lot of people in Edmonton also needed him to be good to convince themselves he was good. So you're probably just in the same boat as all those people.
I think that made sense.
Yeah. He was fine, and
he
everyone
was-
just thought he was this great guy who all he
He's
did was
fast.
really skate. And he's like, oh, he's never on the ice for scoring chances because he's just never on the ice.
Sure, he's just a
Right?
middle six
Yeah,
centerman.
he's
Like
just
he's
a
just a guy.
Cardio
he's a
king.
bit of a
He's
cardio
fast,
king, yeah.
effective penalty killer, but like,
Yeah.
he's not. Like I was talking about the big names that need to be good for the Sabres to be good. I'm not putting him necessarily in that camp. He's not Tage Thompson. He's not Rasmus Dahlin, obviously.
If this year, I don't even want to ask this, but if this year doesn't go
Halfway
well,
there.
like Kevin Adams probably doesn't get a shot this summer to redo things, but like, I don't know, like we have Merrick on and he talks about how like, I don't know, like some of those guys, like a Tage Thompson might just be like, I'm not going through another rebuild. Like, get me the hell out of here. I know Friedman talked about it, I think on 32 Thoughts today, that he was like, listen, Tage Thompson isn't going anywhere if the Buffalo Sabres have anything to say about it, but if Tage Thompson has something to say about it, like, are you concerned that if this year doesn't go well, there might be some guys who put up their hands and are like, I'm done?
Yeah, I mean, I think you kind of have to bury your head in the sand not to be to a certain extent. And like, I don't blame them. I'm the kind of person that like Kevin Durant, for example, go to Golden State, go get your rings. Like that's how you judge players. I'm never going to be upset at players for not wanting to spend their prime years in a losing situation. Only thing I'll say is that like, I don't necessarily think that firing Kevin Adams means a rebuild for the Sabres. Like the roster is solid. If you get someone in here, if Yarmo takes over or you get someone else in here who knows how to do the job and can make a few moves, like I don't think they're that far away from being a playoff team and then maybe in a few years being a legitimate, I don't want to say cup contender, but like being a factor in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
So like I'm definitely concerned, but I don't necessarily think that like missing the playoffs is like packing Rasmus Dahlin and Tage Thompson's bags. Like I think there is a scenario where the season doesn't go well and they still stick around, but that requires Terry Pagula to do something that he hasn't proven that he's willing to do, which is to own up to his mistakes, fire Kevin Adams, get a GM, and also put someone in charge of hockey that is not named Terry Pagula.
That's fair. How are we feeling about the Bills? There was a little bit of concern about them a couple of weeks ago, and then obviously get smoked by Miami. That sucked. Josh Allen, that was a vintage Josh Allen game on Sunday. At least,
baby.
I'm in the same boat with the Bills as I am about the Oilers, where I'm like, I know the Oilers season is going to come down to like a game 6 in the second round of the playoffs, and it'll be like, they either win it and they're going to go to like a final, or they're not going to get the bounce. Buffalo, I'm like, yeah, it's going to come down to like a fourth quarter in January, and their season will hinge on that. Like, I don't really care how they play right now.
No, I'm the same way. Like, I mean, we could be the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 5-5. They're out of a playoff spot right now. Like, the Bills are fine. I'm not worried. And I look at the rest, similar to this. Like, I look at the rest of the AFC. Yeah. Not worried about the Broncos. Maybe because I'm just a Denver sports hater, but I'm not worried about the Broncos. Not worried about the Colts. Drake May, okay, you're fine. Like, you're good. But if they don't, they need to win the division. I'll say that much. Because if Drake May has to come into Buffalo in January, I don't think that's going well for the New England Patriots. I'm not worried at all. Like Josh Allen, I still think is a top 3, top 2 quarterback in the NFL, maybe top 1. The James Cook is one of the best running backs in the NFL. Like it's a good team. I'm like you said, it's very much like the Oilers, where I don't care about the regular season. I know they're going to make the playoffs, and when they get to the playoffs, I'm going to bet on them against any of these teams really that are currently in the AFC playoff picture.
Love it. What are you laughing at?
I just think everyone sucks in the NFL besides
Interesting.
the Rams and maybe the Eagles. I think
I think
literally
the Eagles
every
might suck.
The Eagles might suck too. That's the thing. Like,
but their
everyone
defense
kinda
is
sucks.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's
I think
true.
the Rams might
But-
be good. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Rams are good. There's a handful of good teams, but like, yeah, especially in the AFC, like this is the most open it's been for the Buffalo Bills since this championship window has opened. Mm-hmm. So, I think you look at the teams in the AFC. I'm taking the Bills over any of them currently.
Right.
Now that the Chiefs are out of the way, like the Chiefs are the kryptonite, obviously, but they don't look like the Chiefs anymore, or right now, I should say. Especially if they miss the playoffs, the Bills have to at least be my AFC favorite, if not my Super Bowl favorite.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Bills or the Pats. It depends, like you said. If
we'll
it's
see.
whoever gets home probably goes to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just think the Bills are like, Josh has done this a bunch. Drake May has not. So I am going to give the Bills and Josh Allen a certain amount of like, they have that experience. Hopefully that means something.
And if Mahomes is out, you guys can finally get past him.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't beat us if he's not there.
Yeah.
Exactly. They've been our kryptonite. Get them out of that. I've been hoping for that every single year. Some scenario where they get knocked out of the way before we have to meet them, and it never happens. And they always beat us. And it always sucks. Hopefully we don't have to deal with it this year.
And then people would be like, "Oh, you only won because the Chiefs didn't make the playoffs."
Well,
And I
they
wouldn't
didn't
give
make
a.
it.
I wouldn't.
That
give
is
a
true.
shit.
I'm not going to care. I'll take it under any circumstances. But there is a part of me that definitely wants the Chiefs to make the playoffs so we can beat them and say that we did that.
Fair enough. Chiefs got tough. Actually, they have a super easy schedule.
All right, Shawn, we appreciate your time, man. Enjoy Oilers Sabres on a Monday night in November.
Oh, yeah. Should be exciting. Thanks, boys.
There you go.
See you,
He's
Shawn.
1/3 of What Chaos. Appreciate them popping on our show. Proud teammates of ours here at the Nation Network. Hopefully we get them back up in Edmonton soon.
That would be awesome.
That was a fun week when we
Maybe
had them
we'll
up.
go to them. Just
I
the
went to
three of
Boston
us.
last year.
I've never been. I've always imagined
It's cold.
a lot of cobble roads.
No.
Just a lot of Irish people, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of Irish people.
Bills Pats game in a couple weeks. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm kind of over the NFL.
Lions loss has you down, hey?
Well, they had me down a few weeks ago because
Yeah.
when they just play any kind of half-decent team, they blow it because they suck. Don't make the playoffs because the Bears also
You should be in the
stink.
same boat, though, where like you don't care about them till the playoffs.
Well, they lost in the first round last year at home. They got
Yeah, I kind of
smoked.
forgot about that.
Yeah, I think every team in the league sucks besides the Rams and maybe the Eagles.
Yeah.
What a dumb league.
Let's quickly give the people their lineups for tonight. Aaron, you're handling pre and post game, obviously, for us. You're down at Dog Patch this evening.
I got my pal Zachary Lang hanging out with me and the bread man this evening. Come on down to Dog Patch. We're there again on Thursday, not Wednesday. Monday, Thursday. Okay. Yeah, it's the Sabres. This is one I really thought Calvin Pickard was starting for sure. But I was dead wrong on that as we got lineups earlier today.
Yeah, we did. Stuart Skinner is going to get the start for the Edmonton Oilers. Top line staying the same. McDavid with Savoy and Hyman. These via our good friend Tony Brar.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Tony. Leon Draisaitl with Vasily Podkolzin and Jack Roslovic. I love that Chris Knobloch ain't tinkering, man. This top six works. This looks good. They should stay together for a month. Henrique with Mangiapane and Frederick. That's the we need more from you line. Maybe they can, as a collective, get themselves out of their slump. I actually haven't hated Henrique this year, but
Nope, me neither.
Mangiapane and Frederick have been net negatives the last two games. They need to find their gear.
I think
quick.
it shows too because didn't Henrique get bumped up to the second line center when Draisaitl went up, right? So it shows that if they weren't confident in Henrique, that wouldn't have happened.
Yep. Philp, Janmark, Lazar's the fourth line. I've been actually kind of impressed with Lazar's skating, weird enough.
He works
boogies.
hard. He just
Yeah,
works
yeah.
his ass off, and that's what they need. Like, again, fourth line should be a very simple game.
Yep.
Chip and chase hockey. Tomasek on the outside. Look at him right now.
Wow. Ekholm with Bush, Nurse with Wallman, Kulak with Regula. Like I said, Skinner starts. For the Buffalo Sabres this evening, you said it, they have a ton of injuries. Norris, Danforth, Kulich, Benson, Zucker, Kesselring, all out of the lineup. That leaves them with this. Tage Thompson centering a top line that has Alex Tuck and Josh Doan. That's actually a pretty good line. Ryan McLeod with Jack Quinn and Isaac Rosen, who burst onto the scene last week and had himself a really, really solid game. I saw Shawn was tweeting, he's like, where were you for the Isaac Rosen game?
I don't know. When was the game?
November 12th against Utah. He scored twice.
Wow. First round pick.
First round pick in 2021.
12th overall? 14th
14th.
overall? Damn it.
Tyler Kozak with Peyton Krebs and Jordan Greenway. Noah Osland, also a first round pick, I think.
Yep.
Or like an
believe
early
so.
second.
No, I
something
think he was 28th overall.
Osland with Beck Mallenstein.
God, what I would do for Beck
He's
Mallenstein.
back.
First round pick?
Yeah, Beck Mallenstein does not have a goal
Who
yet this
said
year.
that? Was that you who came on the show and said
What?
Nick Dowd and Beck Mallenstein for
Gregor.
first round pick? Gregor?
Gregor said it would cost a first round pick to get Dowd and Mallenstein.
We were a pro Beck Mallenstein.
We were pro Beck
podcast
Mallenstein
for like
and-
4 days.
Until we heard that it was a first round pick. Then I was like, fuck that. Josh Dunn, not to be confused with Josh Doan, is on the left side of their fourth line.
Okay.
Yeah, they got a Josh Dunn, a Josh Doan, a Tyler Kozak, and an Isaac Rosen. Those two actually aren't that similar.
All
Krebs,
names, yeah.
Kozak, I don't know. Lots
Where are we
going on
up
in
to?
Buffalo.
Blue line.
Samuelson and Darlene, Power with Jacob Bryson, Byram on the third pair with Connor Timmins. They're going with kind of like a spread them out approach, I think. Put Power,
Well, I
Byram,
did see a
and
thing, and
Dahlin.
I don't know the numbers. I should have looked. I just remembered. I believe Byram and Timmins is brutal.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Let me look.
Sure.
You fill some time here.
All right. Well, I'll lead
There's
us.
some of the injuries as well.
Yeah, those are the injuries. Again, they're missing.
Oh.
What is that?
Josh Norris is out. What a surprise.
4 top 6 players and a top 4 defenseman. Like, they're so banged up right now. It's crazy. It's unfair for a team that's already not that deep to lose that many bodies. It's really tough. So, again, they're going to go with Colton Ellis between the pipes tonight. He's played 3 games so far this season. They claimed him off waivers from St. Louis during training camp.
I was mistaken. It looks like it was Byram and Kesselring. That's actually been pretty bad for them this year.
Interesting. Well, Kesselring's hurt. Here's how the two teams stack up. The Oilers 9-7-4, Buffalo 6-8-4. Edmonton scores more, prevents goals better, and has a better power play. But the Sabres have a better PK heading into this game. Edmonton's power play is looking good, though, this year. So
sure is.
No PK in the league can scare me.
Me neither. Go win this damn hockey game.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Kyle says, anyways, don't get your hopes up. We play historically bad against Buffalo in Buffalo. I actually don't know if that's fully true. I think it's just one of those things where, like, we remember the losses because they're losses to the Sabres.
Well, I remember the one last year. It was I believe it was a matinee on a Saturday around 12:30. And do you remember they called off the overtime goal? Everyone left and everyone had to come back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
A funny one. I think that's how it went down. Whatever it ended up being. I can't remember who even scored, but Buffalo won. I think Owen Power actually got the game-winning goal.
In the Connor McDavid era, the Oilers are 3-3-3 against Buffalo.
Mid.
3-3-3. 3 wins, 6 losses, not great. Points in 6 of 9. You can spin zone it however you want. On that note, let's get into our Bet365 game day betting.
I did have a goalie thing if we wanted to do it really quickly.
Goalie pre-scout. I forgot. Yes.
Colton Ellis is a starter tonight. He has been fine. My goodness, you want to shoot high glove on this guy. He's only allowed, I think, 10 goals this season, but he's only played 3 games. He is 55%. Sorry, high blocker. Not high glove. High glove, 100% on the high glove. Well. Left ear, big one. No saves yet from the left ear. 0-1 to start the season. It looks like your blocker's the side you want to go on. This guy's beatable. Good in the chest. 22 out of 22 in the chest. Aaron, if you want to bring up a shot one, this is where a lot of the goals are coming from.
Go to the net.
Go to the net.
Go to the net.
Unfortunately, the Oilers refuse to do that far too often. Hopefully, that starts to swing in their favor a little bit.
We say for the 12th game day edition of the show in a row.
Last couple of games, I guess McDavid, you're kind of around and out on the McDavid goal. I'm thinking back to the Columbus game was Podkolzin, if I'm not mistaken, kind of randomly throwing one on that. Savoy obviously had a stick in the lane too. They've done it a little bit the last couple, but you need to keep going.
Yeah. For our friends at Bet365, download the app today. Use the promo code NATION, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. I like this one from Dry. Hyman blocker side goal tonight. Sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take that. We hit our NFL parlay because of the push.
Woo!
So we are now 2-8-1 on the year, but up 5.9 units. If you would have put $25 on every single one, you'd be up a bajillion. You'd be up $150.
Cool. That'll pay a water bill.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. We'll have another parlay later this week. For now, it's our game day betting challenge. Edmonton comes into this game against the Buffalo Sabres as, predictably, they are road favorites in this hockey game. Is this our updated standings? Did anyone hit?
Oh, sorry. I forgot to do the other one because I actually messed it. There's one of them that's off. I think it's mine that's off. I missed one, or maybe it's you. None of us hit, but Jay obviously got one from the week before.
Yeah. Oilers minus 160 favorites, plus 160 on the puck line tonight. Our picks for tonight, I will slide on in here. Jack Roslovic to get 2+ shots on goal. It's minus 225, so I got to play it with something else because it's not juicy enough. But Roslovic has hit this in
6 straight, at least.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 in a row. He has hit this in 15 of his 18 games since joining the Edmonton Oilers. Roslovic, 2+ shots, over 2.5 team total for the Oilers. I think they find a way to get to Colton Ellis. Even if they lose this one, they should get to 3 goals. So, minus 110. Nice and easy for me. Nice and easy.
I went easier.
Also minus 110, though.
David, 2 points, minus 110. These games are always hard to find anything decent on, and honestly, I think I'm just at the point in the season where I just want a couple of layups, and McDavid's just been getting a lot of points recently. People keep putting in the chat throughout the show, Colton, the latest Savoy revenge game point, which is a great angle. If you're looking for something on Matthew Savoy, they actually don't have any odds up yet.
Plus 350 to score.
350 to score. No points yet.
No points.
I love him. People drives me nuts with Savoy. He's only doing this now because you only like him now because he's getting points. Like, no, this guy's been doing this all year. He just
pretty sure we're the one show people can't say that to.
No, not me. I've been doing this since the crew days.
Yeah.
Include After Dark in there too.
Yeah, the whole network.
We at Oilers Nation, we are Matt Savoy truthers.
Yeah.
What did Jay do? Just money line?
Yeah.
Even easier than both of yours.
You could tell he read my text at 11:59 and just typed the first word that came to his head.
Knew my rule.
Yep. All right, there you go. That's our betting talk for Bet365. Let's wrap up the show with a little bit of what's trending for a couple of things. We had someone ask if we're doing a holiday party again, and we are.
Holiday season.
It is coming up this Saturday. So get your tickets now, nationgear.ca.
This isn't the holiday one?
Well, it's our Nation Night Out.
Oh, we have this one coming. Yes.
Come out, join us. It's in support of Edmonton's Food Bank. You're going to get a sweet swag bag when you buy your ticket. It's $10. Nationgear.ca. Tickets are very, very limited.
There's one left.
Oh,
Whoa,
shit.
I'm going to buy it for myself, and I'm going to sell it for double.
If that is accurate,
one left. Right,
can you actually not buy two more?
That's crazy. There's a lot of windows at Dog Patch. You could come stand outside.
Okay, well, then we're almost sold out of this bad boy. So there's one ticket left. Go get it at nationgear.ca. Maybe we'll crunch the numbers. Maybe we can give away two later in the week.
You have to stand, though.
You got to stand. Standing room only. The other thing, too, is obviously the Jasper Pond Hockey Tournament, Tourism Jasper, the Fairmont JPL, CHE Hockey put on a great event. We're very excited to be a part of it once again. Coming up January 23rd to 25th. Find out more info at nationgear.ca. What's trending? Congratulations to the Saskatchewan Roughriders. They are Grey Cup champions, Liam.
Well done,
Shout out to Corey Mace, who's got ties to the Edmonton area.
Yep, shout out
I
to...
only remembered that this game was on right before halftime, where Tyler, I saw your tweet. I've been an avid MGK rock guy for quite a bit now.
Oh, yeah,
MGK was pretty good.
Forgot he did that.
I hate new rule. No one's allowed to bitch about halftime shows anymore. You know, not everything in the world is for you, random 55-year-old man.
What about random 29-year-old men?
Not everything's for you. I just feel like people, I tweeted and some people were like, ugh, terrible. It's what? And my dad kept saying, where's Burton Cummings? It's like, you just want Burton Cummings? 12 Grey Cups in a row?
Well, it was funny. People were complaining about him being not Canadian, obviously.
Oh, my God.
Green Day did a great job last year.
Yeah.
And they were awesome. I don't know. Not everyone's going to fit everyone's demographic. I'm not really a MGK fan. I did hear one of the clips. I didn't know his music was like that right now. Yeah.
He doesn't rap anymore.
The last couple
that's probably good. That's probably a good call.
Yeah.
Probably didn't need to rap anymore. Is he still wearing blood around his neck, or are we past that phase?
No, past that.
We're past that. I'm going to be honest. I didn't know the Grey Cup was yesterday until I saw an ad in the middle of the NFL game where I was like, Grey Cup tonight at 4.
It sadly doesn't have the juice it used to.
I swear, and maybe it's just because, and I know people say this all the time, like back in my day, it was great. I swear the talent used to be better. I used to know the players a lot. I used to really kill it. The Flying Hawaiian.
Chad Owens.
Fred Stamps, Ricky Ray. J.C. Sherritt was a great player.
Even the Mike Riley.
Michael Riley.
Oh,
Travis Lule.
Travis Lule, yeah.
From BC. The kicker who wore the one.
Paul McCollum.
The CFL just doesn't have the juice anymore. I don't know if and again, I've fallen out of it. I fully admit that. I don't know if I could name 5 players on the Elks. Rankin.
Both Fords.
Okay, there you go.
Fajardo. So we're at 4. 2 of them are quarterbacks. The other one's the quarterback's brother.
Oh, and Sezin. Jake Sezin.
Oh, Jake Serezna.
Serezna, yeah. There you go.
Hard to pronounce both ways.
6th, don't ask me.
David Beard, I went to high school with him.
David Beard. There you go.
This was very funny. Because again, I think for a certain age demographic, it is still a big event.
100%. And that's fair. It's fun to go to the games.
I went to my parents' house yesterday, and my mom had a veggie tray. Whatever ranch in the middle, you just buy it at the grocery. And my mom was like, "Can you believe it? It was $5 off on Grey Cup Sunday." And I was like, yeah, again, Mom, no one's throwing Grey Cup parties anymore. Yeah. It's just not the way it goes.
It's too bad. I got asked to go to a Grey Cup party yesterday, and I said I'm watching the Lions play.
Yeah, me too. You could put anything NFL, I'd probably pick it over.
I wish I would have gone now.
I did watch the Grey Cup, though. It was a good game.
Was it?
It is still an entertaining product. I should like it more than I do.
I think the Grey Cup is a good event. I don't get me wrong. I probably should have watched it. But, if the Elks aren't in it, I really don't care. If the Elks are in on the playoffs, I'd probably watch their playoff games.
Yeah.
So I was in Calgary this past weekend. Mm-hmm. I didn't know this. Well, I did kind of know this. But it was at Winsport, which is obviously like the Olympic, where the Olympics were in that area, weren't they? What is it, 88?
Yep.
They had the Jamaican bobsled team's bobsled right at the front doors.
Cool.
The one they used. So it was like a nice little setup they had. But I shouldn't even say nice setup. They literally had the bobsled that said like Jamaica and was like the colors and everything. Clearly a used one. And then just a sign being like, this is the Jamaican bobsled team's bobsled. I was like, I feel like this could be a little bit better than what it is. But it was cool. Thought that was interesting.
All right, that is a wrap on today's edition of the show, gentlemen. Good stuff. Shout out to Dave and Shawn for popping on and giving us some time.
We didn't do a Spotify question for tomorrow.
What do you want to make it? I didn't have a good one, so I didn't want to force it.
Okay, let's do a
Comment your favorite
Calvin Pickard one.
Comment your favorite dessert. What's your favorite dessert?
Favorite dessert? Mine's red velvet. Found out in the war they used to use beet juice to make the red. Now it's obviously not that.
I'm a huge beet guy.
Yeah, I love beets too. Beets. I'm a farmer. I'm a beet farmer like Dwight. Yeah. So tell us your favorite dessert, but then also tell us how many games you think Calvin Pickard plays before Ingram gets or a new goalie comes.
But the dessert one's more important. Oh, Rusty, we forgot to read Rusty's super chat from his lifting. Rusty said, just pulled 455 pounds off the floor. Let's go Oilers. If I knew what that means, it sounds impressive. That's a lot of weight for you to be lifting as a person.
Just laying around.
Attaboy, Rusty. Keep up the good work. All right, that's a wrap. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. We'll be back tomorrow to break down, hopefully, a win over the Sabres. Aaron's got pregame at 4 o'clock. Tune in right here on the Oilers Nation YouTube, and we'll see you all right back here tomorrow. Noon Mountain, oil up. What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Everyday, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.